A new video came out yesterday that I happened to watch, and wow.
Yeah, were you
Childish Gambino's This Is America came out. And while the song is interesting, I mostly want to talk about the video for the same reason that literally everyone in the country is talking about the video right now.
Right.
We're gonna be showing you some shots from the video. Obviously there is a lot of violent imagery. There's imagery of rioting and police brutality and a lot of symbolism that we're gonna break down. But what was your initial reaction over the weekend when you saw the video?
This is like a powerful display of what it's like being black in America. And I think what I like about this more so is there's no immediate like explanation from him. It's almost like Get Out, where we all get to spend so much time not only finding pieces of it that you missed, but trying to figure out what you think it means or what it means to you or what it mirrors, what it mimics. And I thought it was great.
Yeah, it's definitely the sort of thing where you're gonna have to watch it multiple times because your eye has to be on multiple areas of the screen.
You have to take a round where you try hard to not pay attention to Donald Glover. And then, is it appropriate to call him Donald Glover in these? Do I have to call him Childish Gambino? Right.
Look, I am the last person when it comes to a music.
And then also you have to like try to watch it on mute as well, because the lyrics.
That I haven't done.
Yeah, I think can distract you.
Interesting. So look, if you haven't seen the video, I mean, the reason you're going to see headlines about it is there's so much throughout, but the two things that people obviously would focus on are when in the very beginning he pulls out a gun, he shoots a guy who has a bag over his head. Later on, he guns down a church choir in what seems to be a clear reference to the Charleston terrorist attack. But throughout, I mean, there is so much symbolism, and it's amazing. Like, I'm really bad when it comes to following music. I don't.
It's okay.
Even following art for the most part. I'm kind of an idiot when it comes to art, and so I'm sure there's so much about this that I have missed. But in watching it multiple times, talking with people, and reading up on it, man, he really managed to fit a lot in.
No, a lot in. So right at the top, at the very beginning of it, he's got an artist playing the guitar. Calvin II, I'm pretty sure is his name. But a lot of people are pointing out that it seems deliberate that this artist looks really similar to Trayvon Martin's father, Tracy Martin.
Some people were saying that that's who that was.
They thought it was, but they definitely look alike. And if that was deliberate, I think that it's important to note, because this is kind of our awesomely Lovey Ajayi. She is an author and she's got this great blog, and she kind of broke this down. But she did kind of point out that, I think we do acknowledge that Trayvon Martin's shooting is kind of the beginning of a new era for us. And we're kind of everything after that. There's like a before and an after, and everything after that. It's almost like this generation's Emmett Till. And it started this discussion and this acknowledgement of what had been going on and what had been happening, what will still happen. And so having someone who looks like his father right off the top at the beginning of this video, I think
is probably not an accident.
Probably not an accident.
Probably not. Yeah, so look, I want to go through some of the things that I've seen talked about. Why don't we bring up, actually, we have a couple of tweets about this. I mean, the first shows some images from the video and says, placing the guns carefully on red cloths is such a subtle but glaring criticism of the fact that even after such atrocities, we still value such deadly weapons over the lives of innocents.
Because look at how the two men come and drag away the body, like violently, but the gun is carefully taken care of.
Like in a position of honor. And that's the sort of thing that I probably wouldn't have really noticed. I mean, especially in the shooting of the church choir, it's deliberately done in as fast a way as possible. And he doesn't even look at the people before he shoots them. It's so casual.
Also to point,
and then,
that when he walked into kind of the church scene, he walks in, he's dancing, he's jovial, and they welcomed him. Which is what happened in Charleston. And then he just callously just killed them all, point blank.
And I couldn't help but notice that, like, he transitions from being jovial to what seems like a split second of depression. Like, he looks very sad, and then he decides to shoot them. I'm sure that could well be commentary as well on some of the influences. But yes, the fact that they allowed him in, and then just so casually he gunned them down. But one of the overarching messages that people seem to have taken from it is that throughout he is dancing, and he's moving through.
My favorite part about all of this.
Well, tell me about it.
I think that he's shucking and jiving, which is he's kind of I think he can be seen three ways. He is performing for white America or for the rest of America, which is almost, it's like this discussion where like we'll watch you play football, but don't you dare kneel and don't you dare stand up for your civil liberties and your rights. Don't you dare. That's offensive, but sure, oh my gosh, run fast, dance cool. And also, I got this, she helped me put it to words, but I did think that also him dancing was a little bit of an indictment on Black America. Almost that, she said something that, that Black joy is a form of resistance in a world that loves Black pain. But almost like calling out some of our major performers and artists, like maybe, is there room for both? Is there room for you to be totally focused on creating joy and fun and almost like meaningless entertainment, or when you could be standing up for what we need you to fight for?
Yeah, because of course we have to note that while he has backup dancers throughout, who I believe are generally children or younger people that are following him there, they are oblivious to what's going on around them too. They're not noticing all the violence and the police cars and the people running around and rioting and all that.
But they know the dance moves.
Exactly.
Without missing a beat.
So yeah, and look, I'm glad that you pointed out that the particular style of dance, while it goes through a couple different phases, initially it's very much like he's doing exaggerated eye movements, exaggerated movements, probably a callback to Jim Crow era and all of that. But you've got so much. You've got kids filming with cell phones, the violence going on, sort of passive observers of the violence.
Oh, also back to the dancing though, it's also, I think, even back in the days of slavery, almost like these dances and like getting together is a way of coping. It's a coping mechanism as well. So I think that's the third point as far as the dancing. But the cell phone and his lyrics were important around that time. He said, I think, this is a celly, this is a tool. Or this is not a tool or something like that.
A reference to the Stephon Clark shooting.
Right. A lot of times it's how often are people shot when their phone is
the cops think
confused.
It's a cell phone.
But also it's used as a tool to
do.
get justice a lot these days too.
Yeah, that's
because
true.
a lot of times people don't listen until it's on video.
Yeah, man, and at the end you have a singer, I forget her name, unfortunately. Yes, exactly, and she's purposefully made up to look like Lady Liberty. She's got the hair, and so I'd been talking with someone beforehand that acknowledged that, but she also in her post said Liberty, which I thought was a nice reference there too. And then at the very end, he gets chased by what looked like uniformly white people, and notably after he stopped dancing, he relaxed for a moment, and then he starts getting chased out of the room, which is very kind of symbolic as well.
You can't escape it.
You can't escape it, yeah.